Hello, good morning, but probably good evening for you actually. Welcome to my channel if you're new here. My name's Charlotte. I do a lot of different types of videos actually. I need to come up with a better intro. I do some bookish content, I do some vlogging. Today I'm doing a makeup video. If you're a returning viewer, welcome back. Basically, like 3 people asked me for a makeup video. So today I'm here filming one. It's been a really long time since I did one. It's probably been like just under a year. I think the last one I did was in May 2024. And I'm by no means a makeup expert or like even really a beauty creator. I tend to wear the same makeup every single day. So I thought I'd talk you through my most recently updated makeup routine. It's a really beautiful day. So I'm sat in front of my windows instead of in my bedroom because the lighting in there is just so terrible. But it means we've got this annoying stripe of blinds, but I'm hoping the sun moves around soon and it doesn't get too in the way of me filming. Yeah, like I said, I'm by no means a makeup expert. I think some of the products definitely will have changed since I filmed my last video nearly a year ago, but looking at them now, a lot of them are actually very similar. I don't tend to buy a lot of new makeup. I don't tend to go through makeup very quickly. I'm trying really hard to not buy like multiples of the same product unless they really serve a different purpose. So like things like concealer, blusher. I'm really bad for blusher. I have a lot of different blushes and just like no one ever runs out of blush. But anyway, I'll stop rambling and we'll get started. I'm gonna zoom you in just a smidge. So I'm wearing no makeup whatsoever right now. I've prepped my skin. I've got a little bit of Vaseline on because I always prep my lips. And as far as my skin prep goes, I literally just moisturize. I use a serum and a moisturizer because my skin's quite dry at the moment. I just think where it's been a bit colder. I'm not using a primer at the moment. I previously used the Refi like roll-on one. I don't really care for primers that much. That Refi one was a nice moisturizer, but it didn't really do much, I don't think, in terms of longevity of my makeup. The primer that I really like is the Bobbi Brown Vitamin Enriched Face Base. That is really good because I really like a hydrating primer. I do have this Milk Hydro Grip. I'm trying to reuse it again because you see I barely used it. I've had it for ages. I don't know why I haven't used it. I think I didn't get on with it very well. But I find if I need my makeup to really stay, I've been using it on like my T-zone in the day, but this is not an everyday thing. I just thought it was worth showing you. Please ignore my nails. They're really grown out. I really wish I wasn't filming such a close-up video with my nails really grown out, but alas, we are. I'm gonna do my eyebrows. I always get asked questions about my eyebrows and I literally just use, it's so disgusting looking. All my makeup looks very used. I use a Pears soap that you can see I've wrapped in tin foil for travel, and I put a bit of setting spray on it, and I use a really old crusty spoolie. The older, the crustier, the better. And I just brush it through my brows till you get that like laminated effect. I get questions about this all the time. I think about changing brow products quite a lot, but then I just think this is cheap and it works well for me. So like, why bother changing? My mirror's off center, so apologies if I'm not looking at you. My brows are very coarse and very wiry, and I usually laminate them myself, and that helps them behave a bit more. But I haven't laminated them in about 2 months because I'm waiting till I go on my trip. I'll laminate them just before. Then when you've got enough product in them, I just use the flat side of the spoolie to smooth them down. Kind of like tacky, kind of sticky. This is one of those things you'll know once you've been doing them a while, like what works for you. If I don't laminate them, this is the only product that holds them down, unfortunately. I'll do the other one and come back. That is both my eyebrows done. Nothing remarkable about that. I said I don't really buy new products that often, but I have got a new product and I feel like I shouldn't be showing a new product in like my everyday makeup routine, but I need to. For my skin, I usually use the NARS Pure Tinted Radiant Moisturizer. This is the shade Mykonos. This is a perfect shade for me. It's medium 0. I'm like a perfect medium tan sometimes. Got my winter skin tone at the moment, so I'm very pasty for my standards. There's like no richness or depth to my skin tone at the moment, so I ran out of that. And I love a skin tint. I love trying a new product. Some of my favourite skin tints are the NARS one. The Fenty Ease Drops are very good also. But there's been a new release and it's the Milk Hydro Grip Skin Tint. I haven't tried this. I kind of regret buying it because I actually don't really like this Milk Hydro Grip primer. I got shade 7. We're gonna see what it's like. I've seen really good things about it, and fingers crossed this is a new favorite of mine. The shade looks pretty good for me. And then for a brush, this is my favorite brush. It's by It Cosmetics. I'm just gonna put this on the way that I usually put on all my skin tints. Perfect shade match. I'm so good at getting my shade. This is my favorite brush ever. It's so good. Come on, shade match. Get nervous ordering stuff online as well. If you struggle with your shade match, I would really recommend the website Foundation. I like to put all my makeup makeup on the back of my hand and then prime the brush. Katie Jane Hughes is a master for teaching about how to apply makeup, and that's kind of how I get the best finish out of a lot of my products. Priming the brush just basically means loading up the brush with product, and I do that with concealer as well. Blend into the neck a bit. Do you know what? That is such a nice finish. Let me get the mirror a bit closer. I heard it was really good for combo skin, and I'm definitely combo. It's definitely a little bit more coverage than my NARS. You can still see the texture of my real skin through it. I think I've made the right choice. It's covered a lot of the redness around my nose, which to be honest is all I really care about. I guess by the time this is uploaded, I'll be able to tell you a bit more in depth about whether I like this and how it wears throughout the day, because that's the real test, isn't it? And like how it works with my other products. Hello everyone, Charlotte from the future, editing Charlotte here. I thought it would be an appropriate time to provide you with an update on my thoughts on the Milk Hydro Grip like gel skin tint that I've featured in this video. I did pay for it with my own money, so it's not kind of like an ad or my sponsored thought. Basically, I didn't end up liking it at all, and I ended up exchanging it at Space NK. They let you exchange used products if you've only done it once, which is great to know. So I applied it here. It looks amazing. I love the initial finish. I think it's really pretty and the color match is really good. It's a really nice, like bouncy, dewy looking product, but for me, it just didn't last the test of time. Like the wear test was really bad for me. I found it didn't really wear that well with my other products, so it was making my blush pill and my Charlotte Tilbury contour pill, and then when I popped my powder on the top, after a few hours it looked really almost like cakey. It was really obvious that I was wearing makeup even though I had a skin tint on. It seemed to settle into all my fine lines around my smile lines and my under eyes, and it just kind of started to separate around my nose and my chin and my T-zone, and it just didn't look that good, you know, like it just sat on top of my skin. But anyway, I've exchanged it for the Chantecaille skin tint that I've wanted to try for ages. The reason I included it, even though it was a new product, was so that you can get an idea of how I apply my skin tint, because I apply all skin tints the same way. So yeah, anyway, enjoy the rest of the video. Kisses. So if I'm not using my NARS and I'm going on like a night out, or I'm planning on filming all day, I'll wear the It Cosmetics CC cream. This is really, really high coverage. So this is definitely for me more of like an evening or, you know, like heavy makeup kind of look. It doesn't look that heavy on the skin, but it does last, and it's very, very full coverage. This actually doesn't say the shade on it, so I don't know what shade I use it in, but yeah, foundation, if you can't find it, try that. I'll put a link in the description box. It's a really good website. You just like input basically all the shades of everything that you wear, and it tells you what shade to buy in another brand. Onto concealing. I have been using this product for ages. It lasts 1,000 years. It's the Kevin Aucoin Essential Skin Enhancer. I use shade SX10. This is a really thick pot concealer foundation multi-purpose product. You can mix this with basically anything. Moisturizer, make it go really far. It's a great like one product to have, but it is very expensive, and it is a little bit of a learning curve because it's so thick. I put a little bit on the back of my hand, and with the other end of the It Cosmetics brush, I just kind of like work it in like that. Again, I got this in a perfect shade match because it was so expensive. This is the kind of thing that if you want to have like one product in your bag, it would be that, for me anyway. Realistically, I'm never going to be able to work miracles with my under eyes. So you're always going to see that I have bags, but my colour isn't that bad. Some days it's worse than others. So that's one eye done. I feel like you can tell a slight difference. I don't really feel like I need it today, but sometimes I just go around the nose to get a bit of redness. Any other blemishes, just do the same thing. And then I just do the other side. I've just come to accept that I think I'm always going to look tired. If I'm going out, I might go a bit more bright on the concealer, but this is an everyday makeup tutorial. Concealer done, I'm on to my favourite contour product, which is the Charlotte Tilbury wand. I will say it's more of a bronzing product than a contour product. It's very warm. I use medium deep, and I always do a bit just under my chin. I never do the jaw because it just makes me look muddy. Real Techniques 200 brush, and I just blend that out. It's easier to see because I have a slick back today. This is what I would consider my everyday makeup. So for filming, for work, I'm trying to wear less makeup in general, because even though I can do this in about 20 minutes, my makeup just looks the same every day. Even if I try to do like a no makeup look, I just end up doing my full routine. So I'm trying to move into wearing less makeup generally. I do just like the hollow bit just under my cheekbone. That's what works for me. Like I said, I'm no expert, but I am the kind of person that once I find a product and a technique that I really like and that works for me, I just end up doing that for years. So this routine is the culmination of years worth of makeup practice. Do you know what I need to do soon? I need to clean my brushes, because that's something I don't do enough. And then I just do a tiny bit here and a tiny bit there. onto blush, and a blush that I'm really liking at the moment is the Giorgio Armani Luminous Silk Blush. This is the shade 62, Luminous Silk Cheek Tint. It's like a nice dusky pink colour, and I just do like a bit on the back of my hand wherever there's space. I use a Refi brush for this, and I'm not gonna lie, I'm not very happy with the quality of it. I've had it a year and it's like all peeling off, which I think for like an expensive brush, I just don't think it should do that. But yeah, I use the stubby end of the Refi brush, and I just do exactly what I've done and just like work the product into the brush quite a lot, and then I just start putting it on, I guess. It's quite a subtle blush, which is why I quite like it. I go through blush phases. I've got so many cream blushes and I just alternate between them all for like months at a time. This one's quite buildable. It's a bit more sheer than a lot of other cream blushes. Like I've got Glossier, I've got P. Louise. I have a really nice YSL, like deep red one, but this is a nice springy colour. And I just do cheek, under eye, temple, and then start on the other side. I don't know if it looks very pink on camera, but it feels very pink on my face. What's next? Powder. For powder, I use the HMB Cosmetics Soft Focus Loose Powder. I use the translucent shade. My face is quite dry at the moment, so I don't tend to powder my whole face. I just like spot powder. So I just pat under my eyes again, just in case anything's settled into creases. And then I just powder with a Real Techniques brush. This is brush number 301. I just basically keep turning my face and seeing where the shiny spots are and then powdering them. Chin, always get some powder. Yeah, just see where the light catches, and then forehead usually gets the bit in between my eyes, around the nose, basically like anywhere in my T-zone. I'm gonna do eyes before eyebrows. This is my holy grail product. This is the MAC Demi Lash Curler. I really struggle to get my eyes into traditional lash colours, like my eyes aren't the right shape. This is still some of the curl from yesterday, but my eyelashes are quite straight and they point downward. I tried to get my hands on a Shiseido lash curler because if you have eyelashes that are similar to East Asian eyelashes, go for an East Asian brand. I couldn't get the one I wanted, so I went for this one, and it is so good for getting like the end lashes, because if I use a traditional lash curler, the front will go in, but the curve on it is just not enough, so these won't go in. My lashes are quite short. Although what I will say is, I thought I was losing some lashes on this eye, and I definitely have. I was like, that's so weird, like my eyelash curler's never damaged my eyelash before. I feel like everyone's gonna be like, oh, this is so obvious, but change the rubber in your eyelash curler, because I looked at mine, I thought it wasn't curling my lashes as good, and I looked and it's given up the ghost, it's cracked down the middle. I pulled it out, I ran my nail through the crack, and it was full of eyelashes that obviously when I'm pressing down, it's like pulling out my eyelashes and like stuffing them into the crack. So that's where my eyelashes have been going. Pressing really hard because I feel like the curler's not been working as good. And then I changed the rubber. I barely had to do any effort and it just curled my eyelashes beautifully. So don't make the mistake that I did. Anyway, I'm gonna speed up curling my lashes because I can't talk while I'm doing it. That's me and my lashes curled. I usually have a lash lift, like an LVL and a tint, but I've decided I'm sick of doing my lashes, so I'm actually getting lash extensions next week, which is really naughty of me. I shouldn't be getting them. I was doing so well without them, but I use the Maybelline Sky High like Lash Sensation mascara. This one's pretty dry. I prefer my mascaras a bit dry, but this definitely is nearly running out. Again, I don't do anything special. I start at the tops and go through to like the mid-lengths and just keep going until I feel like it's done. I don't have like very good lashes, so I don't have like an amazing, beautiful lash routine. I'm still fairly new to like mascara and curling my lashes. I've only started doing it in like the last year or so. But I'll speed through this for you. That's literally it. And then while I'm waiting for the crusty mascara on my eyelids to dry, I'll do my eyebrows, and I use the Revolution Microfine Eyebrow Pencil in dark brown. This has been my go-to eyebrow pencil for about 3 or 4 years now. And I just literally extend the tail of my brow. My eyebrows are quite short that way. And then sometimes I will just fill in like any gaps I have, just a little bit. My brows are quite heavy at the moment. I usually prefer them a little bit thinner. I feel like thinner brows just makes me feel more glam. Makes my face look less heavy as well. I have quite obviously dark features, so like dark eyebrows, dark hair. So it's very easy for my brows to look very like heavy set quite quickly, especially think, as I get older. I've got a scar in my eyebrow. I sometimes fill that in, I sometimes don't. I quite like it. That's literally it. Barely touch them. I usually prefer them a bit thinner, and I prefer to pluck out the arch a bit more, so there's a bit more space here. Then with my eyebrow pen, to darken the lash line, I literally, oh, I hate doing this bit, sketch in on my upper waterline. I don't have a very dark lash line, and I've never found an eyeliner that's like a pencil that doesn't transfer. This really tickles. And then with the spoolie end, just rub off that dry mascara that's on my eyelids. It's much easier than trying to remove it when it's wet. That lighting is really getting in the way, I apologise. Should we go this way a bit? Let's go that way a bit, that's much better. With a tiny, tiny bit of bronzer on a dense brush, I just shade in the underside of my nose a tiny bit. It's so subtle, but I really like a buttony nose contour. That's literally all you need to do. It's so minimal. With this 17 brush, it's just a Boots one. It's got no number on it, anything. It's their blush brush. I literally just dip in to this once, tiny bit, usually tap it off in the back of my hand. This is the Rimmel Maxi blush in Wildcard. This is way, way, way strong. So I just go over the top of where I placed my blush. Usually what's left on the brush from yesterday is enough for me to just add a bit more colour back into my cheeks. And then my favourite bit is with the same eyebrow pencil I used earlier, just start adding in some freckles. I know a lot of people don't like it when people draw on fake freckles. I like them, I think they're cute, I think they're fun. They're quite trendy in makeup at the moment. I've drawn them on for like 10 years. I've been considering getting them tattooed on actually. They're obviously slightly different every time, but I tend to do a little smattering across my nose. I always draw a beauty spot on under my eyebrow, and then I just go for like a coverage that feels natural. I just don't overthink it, because obviously I think it's really obvious when people draw on freckles really precisely, and some people prefer that, that's fine. I have quite a lot of beauty marks and moles on my face anyway. When I do them fresh straight away in the morning, they feel like overkill, but they do fade throughout the day because they like rub off and stuff like that. So that's my freckles done. I'm gonna set with Revolution setting spray, Super Hold, Super Fix misting spray. This is okay, I like it, I just keep rebuying it. If you want makeup that's really fucking staying on while this is damp, powder over in the same place as you did earlier. That's what I do in the summer, or if I'm like going to a wedding or something. And then we're gonna move on to lips. A bit of micellar water. I'm just gonna take off my Vaseline, clean off any product that could be on there. With my foundation brush, I just like to do that. I know it's putting product back on my lips, but it's mainly the Vaseline we wanted to get rid of. And then I'm using the Sacheu Peel Off Lip Liner, you know, this one that's like super popular at the moment. I'm using the shade Pinked. This is a lip liner, but I put it all over my lips. I really like the colour it turns. It's a really nice like natural tint, I think. Natural-ish. Go like right up to the border, because I find the tint shrinks. You have to work quite quickly. And then the bottom lip. I'm gonna let that dry for 15 minutes and then I'll come back. It's nearly time to peel it off. I just spilt my drink and it really hurt my elbow. Okay, right, it's nearly time to peel it off. It goes like super dry. I usually would do this like while my makeup's on and I'm like doing my eyes, but for the purpose of the video I did it separately. I just like flick up the corners and peel it all off, and it usually comes off in one go. You can see that I get like a little bit of residue, but that's fine because we're going to take it off in a sec. The bottom one usually doesn't come off in one layer. Oh, just rub off any excess. It looks a little bit like more pink in the middle, which is weird because that's showing up loads on camera, but it's not in the mirror. And then what I like to do is I just get my favourite lip liner, which is Cappucino by Rimmel, and I just define my Cupid's bow a bit. Just like really gently, and then just smudge it out a bit with my finger. As much or as little as you like. This lip changes a little bit each day depending on how natural I want it to be. So sometimes I'll put loads of lip liner on for like a bigger look. Sometimes I will put either of these on. So this is Black Honey by Clinique, or I've got the Black Honey lip oil. That obviously makes it like super berry toned. Sometimes I'll put this on, which is like kind of a sheerish lipstick from YSL. Shade 44B, this is the Love Shine Candy Glow. This is definitely more of a natural like pinker look on me. Today I'm just gonna put a bit of Vaseline on, and then over the top I'm gonna do the Black Honey lip oil. I always like to put a lip balm on underneath. I find that the lip oil isn't very hydrating, and let's just add a really nice like slick of colour. But yeah, that lip combo will literally change like every single day. And I think that's like literally my finished makeup look. I feel like this is a really uneventful, boring video, but hopefully you got to know what products I like to use. Like I said, it's nothing special. I'm not a pro, I'm not particularly like a makeup girly, but a lot of you just wanted to know what it is that I use on like a day-to-day basis. So that's everything. I'll put a full list of products in the description box below as well for you. But yeah, thank you for watching. I hope you liked today's video. It's a little bit different from my usual content, but it makes a nice change, I hope. If you liked today's video, please consider subscribing or dropping a little like. It really means a lot to me. Thank you so much for watching if you've made it to the end. My upload schedule is every Sunday and every other Wednesday, and I'll put all my socials in the description box as well below, so my Instagram, my TikTok, etc. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you on the next video.